The Inuit are known for their resilience, resourcefulness, and deep connection to their icy homeland. They inhabit some of the harshest environments on Earth, including parts of Alaska, northern Canada, and Greenland, where survival is a daily challenge. Their culture has developed around this struggle, creating customs and traditions unlike anything found elsewhere. One such practice, often sensationalized and misinterpreted by outsiders, is their attitude towards marriage and sexual relations, specifically, the temporary sharing of a wife. To truly understand this fascinating custom, we must first explore the unique world of the Inuit people, their way of life, their ethics, and the challenging environment they call home. Imagine a world where the sun barely peeks over the horizon during winter, where blizzards can bury an entire settlement, and where darkness lingers like a constant companion. This is the world of the Inuit, a world that has shaped its inhabitants in ways that are both fascinating and resilient. Now picture a visitor arriving at an Inuit settlement, weary from his travels, seeking shelter from the unforgiving elements. He is welcomed warmly, not just with food and a place to rest, but also with an offer that might seem shocking to us today: the company of one of the settlement's women. This seemingly scandalous proposition was actually a deeply ingrained custom for the Inuit, one that was rooted in practicality, hospitality, and a strict code of ethics. Inuit men would occasionally lend their wives to visiting guests, especially if they were traveling companions, friends, or relatives. This may sound perplexing to those of us accustomed to Western norms, but it was a well-established practice among the Inuit people. Now let's clarify something. This was not a free-for-all. There were clear rules and expectations governing this custom. It was never forced upon anyone, and the woman had the right to refuse. The man also had the right to veto any potential partners for his wife. And if a guest was deemed inappropriate, the host had the right to deny the request. The guest was expected to treat the woman with respect, and any misconduct would result in immediate expulsion from the settlement. This custom was not about promiscuity or scandal. It was a demonstration of trust, solidarity, and a commitment to the welfare of all members of the community. It was an expression of hospitality and an extension of the deep bonds that connected the Inuit people. It was a way of ensuring that no one, whether a visitor or a resident, went hungry or uncared for in a world where sustenance and companionship were hard-earned and invaluable commodities. It was also a means of building alliances and solidifying relationships that transcended individual households and bound the entire community together in a network of mutual support and trust. Let's now turn our attention to another aspect of Inuit culture: the role of women. Inuit women were far from the passive figures, often portrayed in colonial stereotypes. They were active participants in every facet of community life, from providing food and clothing to shaping household decisions and contributing to community governance. Let's consider the crucial role women played in obtaining and preparing food, a task of vital importance in a world where sustenance was hard-earned. Women were adept hunters, skilled in tracking and catching animals such as seals, a primary source of food for the Inuit. They also played a key role in processing the meat and hides, utilizing every part of the animal for nourishment and crafting essential clothing and tools. This skill not only ensured the survival of their families, but also contributed to the well-being of the entire community. Furthermore, Inuit women were not merely homemakers. They were educators, passing down essential knowledge and skills to younger generations. They taught children about their environment, how to navigate the icy terrain, how to hunt, and how to respect and preserve their cultural heritage. They were also the keepers of Inuit traditions, ensuring that stories, songs, and customs were kept alive and transmitted to future generations. Moreover, Inuit women held positions of influence within their communities. They participated in decision-making processes, offering their perspectives on matters that affected the well-being of the community. Their voices were respected, and their contributions were valued, demonstrating that Inuit society, contrary to colonial stereotypes, recognized the agency and importance of women in their social structure. Lastly, Inuit women were caregivers, providing essential support and tending to the needs of family members, especially during childbirth. Female relatives came together to assist during this critical time, showcasing a deep sense of community and shared responsibility. This comprehensive role within the community underlines the importance of women in Inuit society, a testament to the strength, resourcefulness, and vital contributions that women brought to their communities. Another fascinating aspect of Inuit life was their concept of privacy, or rather the lack of it. In their traditional way of living, privacy was minimal. Multiple generations often lived together in close quarters, and silence was highly valued. In fact, noise was generally discouraged in Inuit homes, as it was seen as a disruption to the harmony of the family unit. This might seem jarring to us today, but it was a necessity born out of their unique circumstances. The cold climate demanded that families huddled together for warmth, and silence became a way to respect the needs of others in an environment where personal space was limited. Within this context, intimacy took on a different meaning. It wasn't confined to the realm of romance, but was interwoven with the practicalities of survival. It was a shared experience, a means of maintaining the health and well-being of the family unit. This wasn't just about mere physical closeness. It was about emotional closeness too. Sharing the intimate moments of life, including childbirth, sickness, and death, brought the community closer together, forging bonds of empathy and understanding. Privacy, as we understand it today, was simply not a priority. In a world where the needs of the collective outweighed individual seclusion, instead, discretion and sensitivity took center stage. The Inuit understood the importance of respecting boundaries and being mindful of others, even in the most intimate of circumstances. This insight into their lives challenges our modern conceptions of privacy and intimacy, showing us that there are multiple ways of experiencing and navigating these aspects of human existence. Now let's delve into another intriguing aspect of Inuit culture, their attitude towards sex and marriage. Intimacy and sexuality were not viewed romantically or privately among the Inuit, but rather as practical necessities woven into the fabric of everyday life. Marriage was often an arranged affair, a strategic alliance between families, and polygamy was practiced for various reasons, often to solidify alliances or to ensure the continuation of lineage. While love and romance weren't the driving forces behind unions, once married, couples were expected to be faithful to each other. However, as mentioned earlier, wives could be shared with other men, not for the purpose of casual flings, but as a means of community support, particularly during childbirth. Several men helping in the birthing process was common, and women could also share their spouses to strengthen ties with other families. These practices, while unconventional from a Western perspective, were integral to the Inuit way of life, demonstrating that the concept of monogamy and conventional marriage is culturally relative and not universal. Furthermore, children were considered a blessing and a responsibility, and the raising of children was a communal endeavor. Grandparents, siblings, and other relatives played active roles in childcare, providing not just physical support, but also emotional and educational guidance. This strong sense of community extended to mourning rituals as well, which were elaborate affairs involving the entire community coming together to grieve and support the family who had lost a loved one. Such practices underline the central role of community and collective responsibility in Inuit life. They challenge our Western notions of what constitutes a family unit and what is considered socially acceptable. By understanding these customs, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complexity and richness of Inuit culture. In conclusion, the Inuit people offer a compelling case study in human adaptability and the diversity of human culture. Their customs, particularly those related to marriage and intimacy, serve as powerful reminders that what is considered normal and natural varies greatly across cultures. The sharing of a wife, far from being a scandalous custom, was a deeply ingrained tradition rooted in practicality, hospitality, and trust. It was a custom that served the needs of the community and was embedded in a strict ethical framework. Similarly, the lack of privacy in Inuit homes wasn't a reflection of a lack of discretion, but a necessity born out of their harsh environment. Intimacy, whether physical or emotional, was approached with sensitivity and was often communal, with the emphasis being on the collective good. These customs, along with their attitudes towards marriage and child-rearing, reveal a society that was resilient, resourceful, and deeply interconnected. They demonstrate a people who, in the face of a harsh environment, created a culture that valued cooperation, mutual trust, and the welfare of the community above individual desires. The decline of these customs with the arrival of missionaries, changing social norms and modernization, is a stark reminder of the impact of outside influences on indigenous cultures. Despite this, the memory of these traditions lives on, serving as a testament to the resilience and adaptability of the Inuit people. Their story is a valuable lesson for us all, urging us to confront our own cultural biases and to appreciate the richness and complexity of indigenous cultures. It is a reminder that what might seem strange or shocking from an outsider's perspective is often a carefully crafted system designed to meet the unique challenges and circumstances of a particular environment and way of life.